John Ulzheimer is known as one of our nation's most recognized credit experts. Having worked for 28 years in the credit industry, John has become one of the most prolific speakers about credit and the go-to authority on answers to credit-related questions. Credit Countdown with John Ulzheimer.
This is John Ulzheimer. I am a consumer credit expert, got almost 30 years of experience in the credit industry. Spent time at FICO, which is the company obviously behind the FICO credit scoring system, and Equifax, which is one of the 3 generally recognized credit reporting agencies in the United States. And so today I'm going to discuss a topic that I get this question all the time, which is, hey John, why isn't my credit card on my credit reports? This illustrates something regarding the credit reporting industry that I think flies under the radar, which is that the entire industry is built on a voluntary system. So what that means in English is that there is no requirement for anybody, for any lender, any service provider, any company at all, to report information to any of the credit reporting agencies. And on top of that, even if you do have a lender that chooses to report to the credit reporting agencies, there's certainly no requirement that they report to all 3. So you may see a scenario where you have an account that shows up on your Equifax credit report, but not the other 2 credit reports, or some similar distribution of information across credit bureaus. So what does that mean to you? What do you do if you've noticed an account that you know that you've had for some period of time, but that account is not appearing on your credit reports? Well, there's 2 things you can do. I'm just going to be very straight up and honest with you. There's a reason why information isn't on your credit reports, and it could be because the lender just simply chooses to not report information to that particular credit reporting agency, or they just choose not to report that particular of their credit products to any of the credit reporting agencies. So just because I'm going to give you some suggestions, please don't misinterpret that as meaning that these are going to work, because they probably will not. It is a long shot for you to get something added to your credit report if the lender has chosen to not report it. There's nothing you can do to force them to report it. They haven't violated any law, which means you can't sue them to report it, and you can't threaten them with a lawsuit because they know they're not doing anything wrong. So number 1, you can absolutely reach out to the card issuer and just ask them, hey, look, if you do choose to report to the credit reporting agencies, I would like for you to report the account to my credit report. You may have run into a scenario whereby the card issuer is reporting some of their accounts, but not all of their accounts, and really you're just asking them to report yours. Most card issuers do report to the credit bureaus, and so they have the functionality set up, the systemic functionality, in order to do so. So really it's just a matter of kind of plopping your card on top of the functionality that already exists if they're reporting to the bureaus. It is really, really unlikely that you have a credit card with a reputable card issuer. You notice I use the word reputable. With a reputable card issuer, like a mainstream card issuer, that is not reporting to at least one credit bureau. If you do run into that scenario, don't be disheartened that the account isn't across the board on all 3. If it's at least one of the credit bureaus, and obviously if you're paying the bill on time and you've got a low balance relative to the limit, then that particular credit report and any scores that are based off of that credit report are benefiting from your proper management of the card. And so in that scenario, at the very least, you are getting some benefit from that particular reporting. That's number 1. Number 2, you could certainly contact the credit reporting agency and ask them to add the account. But here's the issue that you run into. So none of the credit reporting agencies have any information about any of your accounts. That information is all furnished to them by credit card issuers and other lenders. They don't have all your information already in-house, and then they're just choosing to not add it to your credit report. It actually has to be furnished to them by the lender before they then have the information in their credit file system. And then, of course, they can apply it to your credit report account. That's a couple of options for you. Here's a third option. Move your business somewhere else. And I realize that's kind of mean, I don't know if drastic is the right word. It's definitely the most drastic of the different steps that I've given you, but it's also the one it's almost guaranteed to work. There are almost countless number of credit card issuers in this country that do report to all three of the credit bureaus. And it doesn't take much research to determine who they are. You've heard of most of them. You know, they advertise on TV, and you probably had some of their card products in your wallet at some point in time. But most of the big boys report to all three credit bureaus. And so what I would suggest you do, to the extent that you can, is that you move your business over to one of them. Leave the other account open, don't close it. You probably want to just start doing business with a card issuer where you are getting the maximum benefit out of your usage and proper management of the account. So hopefully that helps you out and gives you some options. If you have any questions, drop them down into the comment section below and I'll do my best to get to them. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a great rest of your day.
For more videos and credit tips from John Ulzheimer, go to www.tradelinesupply.com.